Hi, my name is Ashlyn, and I'm on a journey to own a mortgage-free home in the next 5 years. If you're anything like me, you're probably working with a smaller budget for your Christmas this year. So I thought it would be fun to share a few budget-friendly Christmas ideas for gifts that people would actually want. I've been working on this list for months now, and I think I've gotten some pretty good ideas on here. So I've split them into 4 categories. I have gift ideas for kids, women, men, and just miscellaneous people in general. Before I jump into the gift guide itself, I would love it if you would go down below and hit the subscribe button. So let's start with kids. My favorite thing to give is books. Kids love to be read to and to read. It's a great way to keep them entertained, and it's an easy, inexpensive gift to give. So I like to find books either at the thrift store, on Amazon, or on thriftbooks.com. The books for the little kids are usually pretty inexpensive. You can find them new for around $5 to $8. But if you're on Amazon, you can also go to their used section and find these books in a very lightly used condition for cheaper. And if you're in the market right now for a children's book, I would love it if you would go check out mine. I wrote Counting Sheep. It's one of my daughter's favorite books, and mine too, because it's cute and not the worst to read. So if you are interested in checking that out and further supporting me, then I will link that somewhere here on the screen and in the description below. Next up is dollar store items. Kids are super easily pleased, and there's tons of variety at the dollar store, so you can get things for anything from a baby to a preteen, and I'm sure you'll be able to find something. A few ideas of things that I have recently been looking at for my daughter and for her cousins that we're purchasing gifts for. Things like watercolors, little trucks, bubbles, little trinket toys, that kind of thing. The next thing you can't go wrong with, and that's just a good old-fashioned ball. They have the medium-sized rubber balls at my Walmart, at least, for 2 for $5, which is super inexpensive. Or there's a huge variety of smaller balls, more outdoorsy balls that are very budget friendly, and they're always a hit. Next up is snacks. You can't go wrong with a good snack, and kids love to get a bigger version of the snacks that they love. So maybe rather than just giving them one of the little applesauce pouches, if they're little like my daughter, you can give them a whole box of them. If they are getting to be an older kid, then like a big bag of chips that's their own, or the cans of Pringles, that kind of thing. Just stuff that their parents are not buying for them, just for them to have, is super exciting. Next up is a coloring book and crayons. You can find these very inexpensively at Walmart, Amazon, the dollar store, and they're always a big hit with a huge range of ages for kids. Next up is a blanket. You can find these super inexpensively I've seen them for $3 at Walmart, or you could get crafty and make your own. There's always tons of fun designs and patterns that you can choose from, either already made in store, or fabrics, of course, come in a huge variety, so you can find something that the child you're purchasing for would love. Kind of hand in hand with that is stuffed animals. I find these like new stuffed animals at the thrift store all the time for super inexpensive. They're always less than $2. And if you really need to, you can always toss them in the wash and they come out good as new. This next one might be a little bit more niche, but if the kid you're shopping for is anything like my daughter, then they would love a photo book. My daughter loves to look at herself and the people she knows and loves, and so printing a physical copy of those pictures and putting them in a book is super inexpensive and something that she would love, and if you've got somebody similar, they would love it too. Another thing is Play-Doh or slime. These are a hit with any kid basically, and if you don't really want to spend the money on them at the store, sometimes you can find sets on Facebook Marketplace, or you can make your own at home. The last thing on my kids list is clothes. These might not be the most exciting thing for the kid themselves, but the parents will appreciate it, and there are ways to make it more exciting for the kid too. You can find tons of new or like new clothes on Facebook Marketplace. Sometimes at the thrift store it's more hit or miss there, but if you're looking for like a t-shirt with a graphic that they would be interested in, or maybe a pair of pajamas with their favorite character on it, things like that will get your giftee excited and also kind of be a favorite to their parents. Moving into the women gift guide. So the first thing I have is a custom embroidered item. Maybe you're someone who knows how to embroider, but if you're not, then there are tons of people around that do. You can find a relatively inexpensive item, things like a hat, a bag, a sweatshirt, anything like that. You can buy them new or find them at the thrift store and have them embroidered with something that the person on your list would love. So I recently did this for my husband for our anniversary. I purchased the sweatshirts and I was able to get them custom embroidered for just a few dollars, so it was a super inexpensive gift. This one is probably on everyone's budget-friendly gift guide, but homemade pamper items. Now usually when I think of these things, they're pretty lame and don't look super quality, but I've found quite a few recipes of bath bombs and sugar scrubs and lotions that I already love and would purchase, and I can make them at home for significantly less than I would purchase them for and wrap them in a super cute way that makes them seem just as high quality, if not more high quality, than you would find them at the store. That's one thing that I should mention, is that the way that you wrap these gifts and present them can make a huge difference in the overall vibe of your gift. So if you're feeling a little bit iffy on homemade gifts or cheaper gifts, you can make them look just as high-end in quality and pricey as you want to. Next up is handmade placemats or coasters. You can of course find these kind of inexpensively depending on where you go. Maybe the dollar store has some items that you could put together, but handmade ones you can really customize. So I've seen quite a few on Etsy that are adorable and wouldn't be too hard to make. So I'll try and pop some of those up on the screen so you can see kind of what I am imagining when I'm talking about these kinds of gifts. Next up is cozy items. These are things I'm thinking a mug with hot cocoa, or maybe one of those mug treats you can purchase at the store, some fuzzy socks, maybe a book that she loves, the kinds of things that just give off cozy vibes. You can find them at the dollar store, you can find them at places like IKEA or Walmart, and you don't have to spend more than $5 and you can still give a really quality looking gift. Next is handmade jewelry. Custom jewelry can be a beautiful gift, and I know you're probably thinking like these 3rd grade beaded bracelets, and while maybe that's fun, maybe that's what your person would like, but I'm thinking more of the delicate gold jewelry that's really in right now. Things like this necklace that I've got on. Purchasing the supplies for this gift, especially if you're doing it for more than one person, is very inexpensive. Much more inexpensive than it would be if you were to just be purchasing a piece like this. The next thing is hair stuff, so claw clips, scrunchies, the little no-pull hair ties, just normal clips, anything like that. Women love to have things for their hair. I always love to get new hair accessories, so that is a super easy, inexpensive gift. If you have a journaler on your hands, or maybe somebody who might be interested in getting into journaling, you can get them a beautiful journal and possibly a pen to go with it for less than $10. This can be an inexpensive gift that keeps on giving for years. The next item is a belt bag. These are super in right now. Most people probably have them, but I think most people also would like to have them in multiple colors. And you can find them for less than $10 brand new at Walmart and on Amazon. And if you feel like you need to jazz it up a bit, you can fill it with items that they like, maybe some of the smaller items I've already mentioned on this gift guide, and turn it into a very well-rounded, still inexpensive gift. This next one is going to make you think a little bit more, but if she has hobbies that she loves that you know about, what can you add to that hobby? If she likes to sew, then a beautiful pair of fabric scissors could be great. If she's into gardening, then some beautiful gardening gloves. or if she likes to cook, then some fun spices or seasoned salts would be fun too. The last thing on my women's gift guide is home decor. Everybody loves home decor. You really can't go wrong with it. So I'm thinking dish towels, vases, maybe a soap dispenser. You can find these things very inexpensively at stores like Walmart, IKEA, Amazon, even the thrift store and the dollar store. And if it's not quite up to par for the budget that you have, a little DIY can go a long way. So I'll try and pop up some ideas on the screen of DIY ideas, and I will also leave some in the description. Let's move into the men's gift guide. This is the one that took me the longest because I find men so hard to shop for, and especially when it comes to having a small budget or maybe looking at doing things homemade, guys are hard to include in that list. But I think I've got some good ideas here. So first up is a big batch of maybe one of their favorite snacks. In the past, I've done peppermint patties or beef jerky. There's a million things that you can make at home that really aren't that hard to do, and if they're his favorite snack, he's gonna love them. A lot of the men in my life are like big boys, so they still love toys. Legos are an awesome thing to get. You can find them super lightly used on Facebook Marketplace and get them for a quarter of the price that you would buying a brand new set, and they still look brand new. Next up is cool tech, and by tech, I don't mean the newest iPhone. I'm thinking more a rechargeable lighter or a high quality laser pen. Think fire, lasers, building or breaking things. That's kind of up their street, at least if they're like the men that I have in my life. Books are again a great gift for men, especially if you have a reader on your hands. You can find books about the hobbies that he's interested in, maybe about his career, or if you're looking for a specific book. You can look on thrift books or the used section of Amazon and get these for a quarter of the price that you would brand new. My husband loves a headlamp or a quality flashlight. He gets excited about that kind of thing, and there's tons of options in that same budget range. As far as tools go, you can go look at Home Depot and Lowe's, and if the item that you think your guy would be interested in is a little bit out of your budget, check out Facebook Marketplace, because a lot of the time people are selling these items basically new for much less than you would have to buy them in the store. If he's the outdoorsy type, then fishing, camping, or hiking gear is a great gift. You can find a lure kit at Walmart for $5, a pocket knife, lantern. They're not that much more expensive, so you can find these gifts for just a few bucks, and they are always much appreciated. Next up is car accessories. This could be air fresheners, cup holder lights, or even funny things like a sauce holder for his air vents. These can all be found brand new for less than $10. The next thing is sports equipment. Who doesn't love a good game of catch in the backyard with a football or a baseball? Or you could get him the classic hoop for the back of his door and a basketball. These are super inexpensive, they're always fun, and I don't know that there's anybody that wouldn't like getting one of these things. The last thing on my men's gift guide is self-care items. This section kind of gets overlooked when it comes to the men in our lives, but a lot of the time they're interested in this stuff too. You can revisit the pamper section of my women's gift guide if you need a couple ideas for homemade stuff, but you could also just get something like a face wash and face moisturizer, or they carry the Dr. Squatch soaps at Walmart now for very inexpensive, and these are all great gifts. Alright, the last section I have for my gift guide is miscellaneous. These are kind of broad items that could be good for really anybody on your list. First up, this is a great one for the young parents in your life, and that is coupons for babysitting. This doesn't cost a thing, and the person that is being given the gift will definitely appreciate it. It will cause you to have to give up some of your time at some point when they cash in that coupon, but it's a super easy gift that actually does mean a lot. Next is a photo calendar or photo album, like I mentioned in the kids section. These are especially great for grandparents, but as a mom, I would love a sweet gift like this as well. Cookie boxes and plates are another fun thing that you can do. We do these every year for neighbors and friends, We just spent a day baking a bunch of different kinds of holiday treats. We put them all in a box, and they are actually a super cute presentation that way, and they've always gone over super well. Not a whole lot of money, a little bit of time, and you've got an awesome gift. Similar to this, you could do a recipe with the main ingredients included. I have been a big fan of drinking chocolate for quite a few years now. This is an easy recipe to provide and give like the main ingredient, maybe a quality chocolate bar or something like that. Super easy, inexpensive, and you might just introduce somebody to something that they really, really love. Next up is board games. These are actually on sale at Target all the time. They do a buy two, get one free, and so you can get them for pretty inexpensive per piece. You can also find basically brand new board games at the thrift store if you're looking pretty consistently. You could also do some more gourmet kitchen items, things like flavored salts, homemade seasonings, homemade extracts, that kind of thing. They're easy to put together, they don't cost too much, and they are a fun thing to be able to have in your kitchen. So that's everything that I have on my budget-friendly gift guide for this year. If there are any ideas that you are planning on using, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. I mentioned a ton of recipes and homemade items as well as specific items, so I will link as much as I possibly can in the description, so go check that out. One more little plug for myself. If you are interested in a children's book, gifting that for Christmas, then check that out here, linked on the screen or in the description box below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you again next week for another video. Bye!